Hello and welcome back. Today, I am gonna read some chat stories from Hooked. Let's get into this. It's like a little owl. Okay, I have not chosen which story I want to read yet. Let's see which one I want to read. Did you? Oh, okay. I'm already in the story. Okay. So, yeah, let's do this. Okay. Do you hear that? Hear what? There's a baby crying. What the heck? I'm not home. Wait until I get back. Yeah, just wait until she gets back. It's coming from the basement. Don't you dare look in that. If she does, I'm gonna kill myself. Don't go down there yeah, of course, do not go down there. What? Why not? Don't! There's something about your father I haven't told you. Mom, there's a baby crying. I can hear it. Honey, please ignore it until I get home. How am I supposed to do that? I wasn't really scared. I'm so scared. Wait. Okay, guys, I'm back. So, yeah, we ended off at her saying, how am I supposed to do that? It's getting louder. Don't go down there. God, Tiffany, listen. Mom, but there's a baby. You gotta listen. Don't go down there. I'm warning you. I'm gonna kill your face if you do that. I'm gonna get home. Oh my God, Mom. She did it. Are you not grasping the situation here? There's a random baby crying in the basement. I know. The fridge. Just stay in your room. Hold on, I think it stopped. I don't hear anything. Good. I'm going downstairs to check. Oh my God. Tiffany. Tiffany, please stay upstairs and wait for me. Mom, I'm not staying upstairs. I want to know what's going on. You're so stubborn like your father. Where are you now? Tiffany? It stopped. What? The crying, it just stopped suddenly. I'm putting my ear up to the basement door. It's totally quiet down there. Something doesn't feel right. Why would the crying just stop? I don't know the answer to that. Do you know why there's a baby in the basement? We'll talk when I get home. Mom, why are you being so elusive? Whatever that means. I don't know what the hell is going on. Soon. 5 minutes later. Are you coming in or not? Huh? I'm still about 20 minutes away. Didn't you just pull up in the driveway? No. Why would you think that? I heard a car door slam about 5 minutes ago. That wasn't me. WTF? Wait, isn't there be neighbors? Must be Dad. Well, why wouldn't he come in? It's not your father. How do you know? I'm going to look outside. Please be careful. It's a white car. I don't see anything though. Is it a small white car? Why? Just tell me, is it small? Tiffany, nothing. You gotta answer to your mommy, Tiffany. Yeah, it looks to be. Okay, good. Tiffany, listen to me. Go back into your room. Lock yourself in. What? Why? Do you know whose car that is? Just go! Oh my God, she's trying to protect you. Oh my God, wait. I think I see a shadow in the window. It's a woman. Don't let her see you. She's crazy. Who's crazy? Mom, who is that? What is she doing now? I don't know. Hold on. Let me look outside. Please be careful. Crap. She saw me. Now she's pounding on the front door. She's crying and screaming Dad's name. Just ignore her. It's gonna be okay. I'm almost home. It's okay. Yeah, nothing's gonna happen. How is this okay? There's just a random baby in the basement, and now there's a psycho woman at the door. I'll explain when I see you. Just don't answer the door or go in the basement. That's all. Mom, I'm scared. She's knocking really loud. She screams. She keeps screaming. Where is she? Is that her baby in the basement? I've called the police. Make sure all the doors are locked. Oh my God. I think she's trying to break in the house. Is she on drugs or something? Her hair is all wild and oh my God. She's covered in blood. I'm about 15 minutes away. No. No. I'm taking 7 days too. Wait, guys, something's going on here. Just give me a second. Okay, I think we're back. Nope. Give me a second. So, guys, apparently Hook doesn't work, so I'm just going to go on a YouTube video. That's probably going to be a pretty long vid. But, yeah, that one's going to be continued, guys. Okay, let me just get this set up. I don't want this to be really long. So, guys, we are doing this video. It is called Texts from My Friend Jane Creepy. And then it's another one and another one. A bunch of friend texts. So, yeah. Let's do this. Okay. It says, I'm scared. Sarah, you there? Sarah, are you there? Hey, we need to talk ASAP. Okay, so apparently that is bad. So I'm gonna try this one. 7th grade camping trip, scary creepypasta. This might be a video. Whatever. Whatever if this is a video. Let's just watch it. All rights known to don't turn around. All rights for this video, don't turn around. Okay.
Today was his 7th grade camping trip.
Okay.
While other kids seemed excited, Jamie was nervous. Not because he'd be spending the next 2 nights in a tent, but because he didn't really have any friends. And this trip might.
So this thing is just gonna be talking. I'm just gonna be quiet, okay?
Meet some embarrassing moments. Jamie was shy and a little awkward. And while he really wanted to fit in, he just didn't. In his head, he always imagined and hoped how things would play out. But they never did. As he waited for the bus, he noticed everyone else in groups. Sure, there were a few other kids on their own, but he didn't really know how to go up to them. With one hand in his pocket, he nervously clenched a pile of rubber bands. Rubber bands were the current thing. You'd flick them at your friends in a game of tag, and once you hit them, they'd be it. Now, of course, Jamie didn't have anyone to play with, but on the chance the opportunity would come up, he was ready. The bus came and he lined up and got on. Well, most boys were already paired off, and he took the closest seat to the front, hoping whoever sat next to him would have a conversation. As he waited for the seats to fill behind him, 2 teachers sat down opposite. A third gave the bus driver instructions and then barked at the entire bus.
Sit down! Quiet!
Immediately, the hustle and bustle came to a silence, and everyone took their seats. Miss Reynolds was mean. With her, you couldn't make any mistakes, or you'd be in detention forever. All the boys were afraid of her and coined her the nickname, the Witch. Jamie glanced at an empty seat behind him, but before he could do anything, she motioned him towards the window and sat down beside him. The bus doors closed and the engine rumbled. He would have to suffer the entire 4-hour journey next to her. This was terrible. As the bus pulled away from the curb, Jamie pressed his forehead to the window. He watched his school grow smaller until the bus rounded a corner. It then slowed and rolled up next to the girls' school bus. The witch was from the girls' school on a semester-long exchange. Now, while the boys' school and girls' school were next to each other, there was never any interaction because of a large wall in the middle. Apparently once, the witch caught two boys sneaking over and got them expelled. The girls' bus was identical to the boys' bus in every way, except within were girls. He glanced at the faces he'd never know. Some waved to the boys at the back of the bus. Other girls pretended to ignore that the boys were even there. The girls were going on an overnight camping trip also, close by, but on the other side of an impossible-to-cross river. Jamie scanned the bus. Suddenly, the cutest girl wearing a red scarf smiled back at him. He froze, unsure what to do. She smiled again, then waved warmly. Now, she could be waving to someone else, but it looked like it was to him. Jamie waved back when he felt the seat lighten next to him and sensed a towering shadow over him. In the reflection of the window, he saw the witch point her finger at the girls' bus. The entire bus of girls turned their heads to the front of their bus in fear. The witch sat back down as the bus took off. As Jamie watched the world go by, he thought about the girl with the red scarf. While he'd likely never see her again, he imagined them as friends, playing elastic band tag together. The only good thing about the witch being next to him was it took eyes off of him. He didn't mind being lonely, but he didn't want to sit the whole ride next to an empty seat. And then he would have looked alone. 4 hours went by and the bus passed the Camp Diamond Lake sign. They were close. Suddenly, the bus jolted. A large mechanical clang bellowed below. It felt like something metal had gotten into the engine. The driver hit the brakes and Jamie braced himself quickly. The bus stopped, and Jamie watched the witch rise from her seat and berate the driver. The driver opened the door, and the witch walked out.
Are you coming?
Reluctantly, the driver followed. Jamie watched through the window as the witch and the driver inspected the front wheel. He can tell from their reactions that it wasn't good. The witch strode back onto the bus.
We went flat.
She checked herself.
Wait,
Since
here you
there's
go.
no reception, I'm gonna walk to the camp and call for assistance. Are you coming?
The driver followed. Jamie closed his eyes. He knew it would be a long wait. After about an hour, the teachers across from Jamie were quietly arguing.
No, it's been way too long. I'm gonna go look for them.
With that, a teacher got up and walked out. Jamie watched him disappear into the darkness. Just then, an elastic band whooshed by his head. The remaining teacher, Mr. Johnson, shot to his feet.
Who did that?
The bus quickly quieted down.
I'm serious. Who did that? If you don't tell me, you'll be in detention for a week.
Jamie peered over his chair to see a larger boy. Thatcher raised his hand.
Over here.
Teacher pointed, indicating he'd sit next to Jamie. Reluctantly, Thatcher walked up to the front of the bus.
How long are we waiting, sir?
Asked another boy.
As long as it takes for them to come back.
Hours must have gone by. Neither the witch, the driver, or the other teacher had returned.
Hey, everyone take your backpacks. You at the back. Carry the tents together. We're gonna walk to the campsite.
One by one, everyone got off the bus.
Partner up and follow me.
Jamie looked at Thatcher next to him. Thatcher nodded, indicated he and Jamie would walk together. The group of about 20 boys followed their teacher along the road. On either side, large trees towered above them. Jamie heard someone down the line mention a bear. Another said mountain lions. Someone else mentioned rim spiders. Those were spiders as big as the rim of a toilet seat. And there were pictures floating around the internet of rim spiders just straddling toilets. For a moment, everyone walked in silence. The surrounding darkness lay quiet, too. As they approached the campsite, the teacher yelled out,
Hello?
and no one yelled back.
Hello?
Jamie could tell from the teacher's face. He was worried, but was trying hard not to show it.
Set up the tents over there.
The teacher pointed.
6 to a tent.
Jamie followed everyone over. The more athletic boys ripped into their backpacks and pulled out the canvas and poles. Someone handed a pole to Jamie, who passed it off to another boy who seemed to know what to do with it. Jamie glanced at the worried teacher, who was staring off towards a small cement structure.
Anyone need the restroom?
The teacher asked. Looks like even he was too scared to go in there alone. A few boys raised their hands and followed him there. Jamie looked on as the remaining constructed the tents. Someone took out a bag of beef jerky and offered it around. Thatcher took the second to last piece before the bag was emptied and passed to Jamie. Not wanting the spotlight on him, Jamie, embarrassed, pretended to take out a piece and put it in his mouth. Thatcher had noticed. Jamie, seeing this, was about to move away when Thatcher snapped his own piece in half and gave it to Jamie. Jamie nodded.
Thanks.
And Thatcher nodded back. Not a problem. Both their eyes were drawn on the restroom building. The teacher had gone in with the students, but no one had come out.
Where are they?
It was what they were all thinking. A lanky boy stepped forward, stating they'd be out in a minute. But they weren't. A minute became 5. One of them told the lanky boy to go check on them, but he wouldn't. He was too scared.
Chicken.
Not wanting to appear chicken, the lanky boy approached the restrooms. As he got closer, he stopped. The lanky boy gulped. He really didn't want to go in there, but he felt all eyes on him. So he edged forward, slowly, and went around the corner and out of sight. They all heard him yell, but no one was in there. Puzzled, they asked if he was sure, but the answer never came. They called out his name, but there was only silence. Thatcher stepped forward. While he was nervous, he was the biggest of them. He told them that as a group, they should go in there together. They all agreed and approached the restrooms. But as they came closer to the entrance, a scared boy stopped. He backed away from them, terrified. Thatcher knew they had to do it, so he told the scared boy to wait outside and keep guard. Then, together, they entered. A foul smell came from 2 nasty urinals. Jamie looked up to the ceiling where blood-red graffiti stretched across. R.U. A last letter was just a giant splotch covered up. The windows were cracked, and glass lay on the floor. Thatcher and Jamie looked in the cubicles, but they were empty. 8 boys stood in the restroom trying to make sense of it all. Thatcher had no desire to stay. He nudged Jamie, who followed him out the exit. But upon leaving, they froze. The scared boy who was guarding was no longer there. Thatcher turned back to the restroom. None of the other boys had followed them out.
Guys, come on.
But no one replied. Just there and then, Jamie realized he and Thatcher were alone. The eerie silence continued. After 5 minutes of staring at the entrance, determination gripped them. Together they were going to find out what was going on. Slowly, they crept in. No one was in there.
It was like they just vanished. Nervously, they both walked out. There were some bags at the edge of the tents. Maybe someone left a cell phone. Jamie and Thatcher approached and rummaged through the backpacks. Jamie noticed something within the tent in front of him. He moved forward and bent down to get a better look. Suddenly,
Wait, guys. I know this is an interesting part. Okay, guys, I'm back.
Realized he didn't have eyes on Thatcher. He spun around frantically. Thatcher wasn't there. He was so scared, he couldn't move. Then out of nowhere, ran all the way back to the bus and then fell to his knees, gasping for breath. Determined, he left the bus and continued running up the road. He got to a fork. He had two options. Go the way the bus came back to the main road, or follow the sign to the Wildwood campground, where the girls' campsite was. He saw headlights from a car, and he ran towards it. As he neared, he came across a tow truck lifting a car onto its hooks. Jamie screamed for help as he ran towards the startled tow truck driver, who then ran back to his truck for his radio. Soon after, a sheriff's car rolled up. Jamie frantically explained what happened. While sympathetic, the sheriff didn't exactly believe him. The sheriff suggested that they drive together to the camp. Jamie shook his head reluctantly. The sheriff didn't give him a choice. Jamie got in the back seat and they drove towards the camp. As they pulled up, wind battered the tents. Everything was the same as Jamie had left it. It was so dark around him. He knew whatever was making people disappear was hiding out there. He peered out the window as the sheriff got out to look around. The sheriff aimed his flashlight to the tent and then to the restroom. Jamie begged him not to go there.
Don't worry. I have a gun.
And as the light from his flashlight disappeared within, it soon faded into complete darkness.
Come out. Come out.
But the sheriff didn't. He still waited.
No.
Nothing. His eyes lingered, but deep inside he knew the sheriff wasn't going to return. He had to get out of there. Jamie climbed over the front seat. The engine was still running and the keys in it. Jamie pressed down on the switch and locked all the doors. He reached for the radio,
Hello?
but only static and white noise came back. He hit another switch. The police siren wailed, and the blue and red lights lit up the campground. But still, the sheriff didn't come out. His eyes glanced at the keys. He'd watch adults driving for him. Maybe he could. He just knew he couldn't stay there. He shifted the car into gear. It shuddered, but pulled forward.
Okay, you can do it. Okay.
Adjusting the wheel, his confidence grew quickly. He drove. Very slowly, but he drove away from the campground. As he got to the fork in the road, he noticed the tow truck still there. There were no signs of the tow truck driver. He hit the brakes. Should he go to the main road or turn towards the girls' campground? The girls' campground was closer, so he spun the wheel in its direction. He came to the Wildwood camping sign. It looked like there was blood on it, but that could have just been mud. The blue and red lights flashing lit up the girls' bus, which lay seemingly abandoned. Ahead were several tents, but they too were dark, and there wasn't any sign of life. Jamie honked, then again, and again, but the girls' campground remained as quiet and eerie as the boys. He drove the car in a U-turn around a tree, and as the headlights again hit the bus, he suddenly slammed on his brakes. On the side of the window of the bus, in Sharpie, was, "Please help me." Jamie honked. He leaned forward, trying to get a better look inside the bus. While it was really dark inside, he could make out something, and it was moving. Whatever it was seemed to move down the aisle of the bus, and then his eyes locked onto the front of the bus. He was on the wrong side of the door. He sensed he was about to see something horrific leap out from around the front. But nothing emerged. Hand smashed against the driver's side window. He shot out of his seat. The car lurched forward, driverless, as Jamie made out a blur of someone or something. But his attention shifted to the ditch ahead. He didn't have time to bail as the car tipped forward, rolled down into a small creek, and stopped suddenly against a large tree. Jamie's seatbelt tightened as he was flung forward, but the restraint kept him safe. His eyes shot to the back window as a figure jumped down into the ditch, and small hands wrapped onto the glass.
Let me in! Let me in!
The girl's voice screamed. He leaned over and hit the unlock, and she got in quickly.
The students, the teachers, they're all gone. They're all gone. They're all gone.
Jamie recognized her school uniform. She was from the girls' school. It sounded like what happened to him happened to her, too.
It happens when I look away.
Jamie knew exactly what she was talking about. Just then, Jamie noticed her red scarf. She was the girl with the red scarf from the bus. She reached into the middle of the car in the console and pulled out some handcuffs. She put the handcuff onto herself and then looked at Jamie. He knew exactly what she wanted to do. He handcuffed himself to her and they clicked the lock shut. For about 20 minutes, they sat there without talking, just keeping the other in eyesight. For the last 10 minutes, Jamie was trying to get up the courage to speak to her.
I saw you on the bus before.
I know, I saw you too.
How's your school?
It's okay. It's kind of hard to make friends, you know what I mean?
Yep, he sure did. It turns out her name was Eve, and she'd only been going to the school for a few weeks. Deciding to stay handcuffed in the car, they chatted through the night. Jamie found it really easy to talk to her. And as the sun started to rise, both tried to stay awake. But for just a moment, tiredness got to him. Jamie closed his eyes. Suddenly, he realized his mistake. Panicked, he looked to his side. Eve was still there, asleep. He nudged her awake. Together, they climbed out of the sheriff's car and hiked back to the main road. A puzzled motorist pulled over and soon more police swarmed across the area. For the longest time, Jamie and Eve sat next to each other, insisting that no one remove the handcuffs. But when her parents came, there was no choice. When she was being led away, he didn't know if he would ever see her again. After 2 weeks, Jamie was to go back to school, but not to the same private school, since they were all still missing. As his dad dropped him off at his new middle school, Jamie was anxious. He was worried that someone might recognize her from the news, and he didn't want to be singled out. The school was a public school, both girls and boys, and he wasn't really sure how to handle that either. This was all very new to him. As he walked down the hallway, he glanced up from his schedule. No one was paying attention to him. He walked into a classroom and sat down. Just then he heard,
Jamie.
He turned around, and to his amazement, Eve sat there with a huge smile on her face.
Eve? Eve!
Overjoyed, he was about to say something when a stern-seeming teacher entered.
Before we begin, as a reminder, next week we have your 7th grade field trip.
Jamie and Eve exchanged a look.
So guys, that was it. That was actually really scary. That was seriously scary, guys. So, yeah, that's gonna be it for this video, guys. I know that was really scary. But yeah, it's part 2 of reaction. Yeah, that's it for this video, guys. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys. Bye.